Welcome back to the Oh Hurry Up podcast. We have a traveler in the Formula One world. When last we saw each other, I don't think any of that stuff actually made YouTube. I think I deleted our live.
Amazing.
That was a train wreck.
Yep, it sure was. I had fun while I was doing it.
Yeah,
but-
watching me run up and down my stairs trying to get the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi to work and shit. but that was rough.
Yeah.
Since what our last podcast is probably like 45 days ago now.
a long time
Yeah.
ago.
You finally went on that trip
Yep.
with Red Bull there.
Yeah, there's various things that happened in the last 45 days. I got a house.
Hell yeah.
I have a third dog.
A third dog. I didn't even know you had two.
I have three. And he's a puppy. And then, yes, I went to Miami.
Hell yeah, dude. So
Um,
how was that? We should probably, start from the Springs and then did they hook you up with like first class flying on a 747?
Economy.
Yeah, of course.
Economy. So, yeah, I got... what was nice is it was straight from Colorado Springs to...
Okay.
well, it was Dallas, Fort Worth, and then Miami.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, speaking of that, you know Insane Clown Posse?
who?
Insane Clown Posse? Probably came out around the time you were born. I actually
Probably.
saw Violent J in that airport.
Oh,
He was as pale as that fucking light. With face tattoos.
damn.
Either way, so you went to Dallas.
So I went to Dallas.
It was the weirdest shit in the world because like you're like, wow, that's a really pale guy. Like that's some bad face tattoos. You're like, that's Insane Clown Posse right there. So,
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. So
Um, anyways, so our flights got delayed, and we weren't supposed to arrive until Miami until 12 a.m. on Friday.
Okay. Friday morning.
Friday in the morning at night,
Okay.
like 12 a.m. We were
That
originally
sucks.
supposed to get to Miami at like 4 p.m. on Thursday.
Okay.
But we were awesome. We got standby listed on all the flights because we arrived like 3 hours early. So made it on time
Hell yeah.
with flights that were supposed to leave at like 7 in the morning, got delayed until like 1 p.m. So we got on those
Damn.
flights. It was a little rough. The flight back was even worse. But get to Miami. We make it to the hotel. Oh, we had a private chauffeur.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we had a huge black Escalade.
Hell yeah. I had
Yeah.
that for my honeymoon.
Yeah, just
Shit's nice.
straight from the airport to the hotel. It was right on the beach. It was pretty great. And then
How was the hotel?
Hotel was nice. I mean, I didn't really get to be in it that long because
I
we
think
were
they're
so busy.
sponsored by the Hilton, aren't they? Don't they have
It
the
wasn't Hilton. It was
No?
National Hotel. I don't
Okay.
know, some hotel in Miami.
So it's not all the sponsors for Red Bull.
No,
are
it's just-
flipping this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we have our first little meetup dinner thing, and it's on Thursday night, and you know we get to meet the people that essentially were our like, what's the word? Sponsors for the
Your
race.
handlers,
Our handlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
your VIPs, man.
yeah. So there was a few people. My favorite, Nico. He was German. He worked at Red Bull headquarters.
Be hilarious if it was Nico Hulkenberg.
yeah.
Like, yeah, this F1 thing's not panning out. so-
Yeah, but hilarious guy.
Okay.
And then everybody else that I met, all the other winners. Turns out there were 2 other winners for the Pit Stop Tour Challenge, and then there was one more winner, and he won from like a mobile game or something like that.
I think I saw that on Facebook, like advertised. Okay.
So he won from that. He was awesome. And then the other 2 winners, one of them was a fireman, and the other guy he works for like a bank.
Okay.
Their times, sorry, I got to flex. Their times was 4 flat and 4.1.
Didn't you have that?
Mine was 3.96.
Okay.
So
thought
I
you were
was
on the
still the
twos.
fastest.
Yeah. Did they try doing the same thing? Tried following the car or the truck around, and
No,
because you poached.
so
that
the guy
shit.
the guy that worked at a bank, he did it like 4 times. Yeah. And sorry, I
Is he in
don't
shape?
he's Asian. So he's
Little
just
hands. Are
he-
fast.
so he knows. I mean, it's just something. I don't know. You know what? Never mind. But
Forgot we're on the different podcast. There. I've been fine on Oh Grow Up podcast. We're trying to keep it professional.
anyways. So the day that we get there, we also got a $1,000 Visa gift card
Hell yeah.
to just spend on whatever we want. First night for the dinner, we kind
You
of
went and got groceries.
we
Yeah.
we
All
kind
the
of
eggs.
we kind of had to fend for ourselves for that night.
Okay.
Every other meal was paid for, but this dinner was just like,
Yeah.
go find something to eat.
They're probably compensating for like jet
Yeah.
lag. They don't want to drag you out.
Yeah.
You're all still recovering.
But during that whole meetup, we did have a bunch of appetizers and a shitload of Red Bull vodkas already. So I'm walking out of this little meetup that's supposed to be all calm, and I'm just plastered already. Like I'm walking sideways trying to like go find this burger joint that we're trying to go eat at, and I'm like, where's the nicotine? Where's the vodka? Where's it at? Like what's going on? Find this burger place. Freaking like $50 for like 2 people to eat there.
F1 surge pricing,
It
probably.
was so
Like,
expensive, but I was too drunk to care, so it was delicious. And then I go to bed, and then we start the first day, Friday, May 2nd, my birthday.
Hell yeah.
All right, we wake up pretty early. We go and kind of just like see what the beach looks like, and I wasn't too impressed, to be honest. I was just like, wow,
It's sand
It's
and
salt water.
Yeah.
yeah. So then we walk back and then have some breakfast, and then we finally get picked up by the shuttle for going to the race. And what did kind of suck is the shuttle, the hotel was like an hour away from the track.
Mm-hmm.
So every single day, there and back, 2 times a day, we had to take this shuttle that was an hour long.
Fuck.
Yes, it sucked. It kind of sucked with a whole bunch of other people.
So you guys were hooked up with a package, but it sounds like you're still
So
you're like a privileged audience member.
Yeah,
Not
so-
like a VIP.
in a sense, yeah. There were some very VIP things we got to do, and I'll get to that later. But
Definitely wasn't taking your ass to
Yeah.
the track though.
no, the shuttle was essentially for all the Red Bull employees. That's why
Okay.
it was like we were sitting there, and I was like trying to take a nap, and people would be doing like, I would look over, and they're doing like the social media team is like editing videos for the next reel or TikTok, and I'm
Is it
just
like people your age doing like social media shit?
No, you'd be so surprised. There was people from like 18 to like 50 working there,
Okay.
just talking business calls, this, that. They're trying to make stuff with, I probably can't say the companies happen, and all this crazy stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, okay, like this is what's happening. So,
Oh yeah.
I listened into as much as I can, but I probably should be signing an NDA because of how much information I have now. But here we are.
Oh, there's Max's social security.
Yeah. And then we finally get to the track, and it's awesome. Right where the shuttle pulls up is like, we get to cut the line for everybody.
Hell yeah.
Well, it was amazing. And I was really sad because that morning I got my little geek bar because I didn't know that I could take him on the airplane. So I bought one, a little Nick stick.
Oh yeah.
Get to the security,
Mhm.
she chucks it in the trash. And I'm like, oh God, I have to fucking be here on, whatever.
Not on nicotine.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it? Not too much.
$40. It was so inflated there.
You should took that $1,000.
I used it to pay for that.
More nicotine.
I used it to pay for that initially.
you.
Yeah. So then we get to this thing. It's called the Red Bull Energy Station,
Okay.
and we have to get another set of tickets essentially to scan in just for that. And from what I found out, you aren't able to buy tickets for this place. It's invite only.
Oh wow.
So everybody there. I was probably in the lowest tax bracket out of everybody. There was these people complaining about their private pilot with their private jet breaking his tail wing, and I was just like, I wish I had that problem. I wish that was me.
You got a busted Honda
Yeah.
in your garage. Like,
Yeah. So
busted taillight.
we get there, and of course we get all these little cool doodads, like your hat and stuff. We just-
Again, I appreciate
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
So yeah, the hat that you see over there, we get to have that. Got one for free. Addie got one for free.
It's embroidered.
It's
too.
embroidered. It's
Yeah,
special.
Not this cheap Amazon shit. And you got stickers.
Yeah, and then they had a little press, and you're supposed to only get one, but I got all 5, so I was pretty
They
ecstatic
put it
about
in
that.
yours. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Bam.
Look at that.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Oh.
Flamingo.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so then we're walking up the stairs to this place. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Get to the top of the stairs, and it's just like heaven. Feet away from the track with an overlook just to see right at the straight into the chicane.
Let's see here. I'm not even hooked up on my HDMI. I was about to take up the track layout here.
Stand by.
Man, it's like we haven't done this podcast in a while. Come on now.
It's only been like over a month.
Holy shit.
It's okay.
All right, whatever. So what turn are you close?
There
There
we
you go.
go.
The old Japanese Grand Prix.
That's the last time that we did this. Wow.
There we go. Okay, so you said you were where?
I was at turn 11. So sector 2.
Turn 11.
Yep.
Bam.
So if you go right there in that corner,
Mhm.
just to the left of turn 11, that's where the
Oh.
entire...
Oh, we can't get that far. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's where the entire Red Bull energy station is. So you get to
Nice.
watch the straight, and then you get to watch that chicane into the turn.
That's
And the station is
badass.
so big that you're able to just walk across and see both sides. There's no assigned seating, all open seats.
Oh, wow.
We had, I get to the top of the stairs, I look to the left, and there's a Formula One car just sitting there, like, to look at, to take pictures at.
That's awesome.
And then instantly, there's this lady that's like, would you like this to drink? Would you like a water? Would you like
You
some
want to start
food?
the IV?
Yeah, would you like some food? Would you like this? And I'm like, oh, here we go. you
Hell
know?
yeah.
So, yeah, we found this nice shaded area right there at the straightaway on the track going into the chicane, and got as much food as we could. They had lobster, wagyu steak.
Shit.
They had it was insane.
All free?
All inclusive.
Wow.
All inclusive.
Oh, yeah,
as-
inclusive.
as much as you can eat, just all of it. There was tacos. There was
Get some Red Bull to go bags.
yeah, private chefs. I did get a
Just
Red
fill
Bull.
it up.
I got like a little box of Red Bulls that the team curated just to my taste. I got like a little winter edition and stuff like that. They were,
Shit.
yeah, I remember it was. We'll get to that. It was the next day. Okay. Anyways, so watching the race, having a lot of fun. It's practice that day, so nothing too crazy is going on.
They said Friday. This is free practice 1 and 2?
Yep.
Okay.
So kind of just going about trying to figure out this entire way around. Oogling at all the cool little stuff here and there. All these different bars. There was like 5 bars in this area. And
Just on turn 11?
just like and it was specifically at the energy station,
Dude.
like here inside, upstairs, inside, right outside the upstairs, and then like another one. A lot. Okay, and they
I
were
would've
all
gone
full
around
of
all
Red
of them.
Bulls. I did. They were all full of Red Bulls and all full of vodka, and it was all Red Bull vodkas, as many as you wanted.
Jesus.
So it was the biggest pregame to that night that I ever had. So
You need a liver transplant by the end of the weekend.
my liver hurt when I got back. Towards later in the day, we kind of get interrupted by somebody, and they're like, "Hey, you need to follow us." I'm like, "Okay, like, whatever." They was
We're
one of
going
the
to jail.
one of the handlers, we'll say.
Okay.
One of the handlers. And they take us down, and they take us to this golf cart, and we're like, "Okay, like, what are we doing?" This golf cart takes us all the way around the back end of the track, kind of like behind everything.
Okay.
And then we get like all the way towards turn 1. Like somehow we end up around turn 1, that straight 19,
Okay.
that over there.
Right on.
And they hand us these little lanyards, and I look at it, and they're paddock passes.
Holy
And I'm
shit.
like, there's no way I have this.
Yeah.
They're like gold and shiny, and we each got one. And
They're
we were like,
metal, too,
yes, they're
aren't
metal.
they?
Yeah. And they're like, they're big. They're big. And we were like, there's no way. There's no way we actually have these. So we got to go on the paddock, and there was a lot going on. I'm trying to remember. Gordon Ramsay's restaurant was there, and then it was like all of the teams' garages.
Dude.
And they were like, okay, go ahead and put your phones away for a second. You guys are able to take pictures, but not when the driver's getting out of the car. And we're like, what do you mean? And they bring us into the garage of Visa, Cash App, Red Bull. Like in the garage, they bring us around, and then they give us headsets, and we get to listen to the entire comms of everything going on. And it was like, I felt like I was in war, just all over the place,
Whoa.
all over the place. And then what was awesome is they did actually bring the car in back into the garage, and then they did a little bit of stuff to the car, and then I have a video of this on my camera. It takes off, and it's just like the loudest thing ever.
Because you're surrounded by all these walls.
Yeah.
So it's this blasting
and
sound.
and
into
the exhaust is
garage.
facing me.
Yeah.
So like I was in the front row directly behind the exhaust. So it just pelted me.
Oh, you felt the exhaust that far away, too.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't that
Dude.
far. I was probably like standing here to probably where that light is over there, this tall one.
Okay, so
Like, that's
about
where the
8 foot, 10 foot. Okay.
Yeah. Like 8 feet away from this thing, and it's a Formula One car, so it's not going to be quiet.
No.
Yeah, I was lucky I had the headphones on because otherwise I probably would have went deaf.
Bleeding from the
I,
ears.
I,
This is so cool.
I rewatched the video, and it takes off, and it just like breaks the mic. Taking
It
off, so
maxes
it's
out
like,
the
it's like,
audio.
it's like, brrrr, and then it goes to take off, and it's like, and that's it. That's all I got. I was like,
I would
okay.
love to see what that would do to our audio.
It was funny. It was pretty funny. But yeah, everybody was there. They were cool, and then we had to leave the paddock. Obviously, it was a temporary thing. We take this big group photo, and then we go back to the golf cart, and they're like, "Okay, turn in your paddock passes. Okay, whatever. They're free, so I can't
You're
complain."
like struggling.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you sure? Can I?"
They
one
literally would
more?
have broke the lanyard. Like, no, mine.
I got Addie and I. We got pictures of us having it like this in our teeth,
Yep.
like a gold coin. Yeah, pretty fancy stuff.
How rigid is it,
I couldn't. You probably had to snap it in half.
dude?
It was like solid metal. It was like thick too. Like it had this big thick sheath around it. Yeah.
Holy.
I'll show you a picture. But it's chunky. It was a chunk.
It's specifically for Miami, or is it just the Red Bull paddock probably for the season?
I have no clue, honestly.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure when I look at the picture, I could tell you.
Yeah.
But I say Miami or just paddock pass. But
That's badass.
yeah. And then what happened after that? After that was a little bit more of a blur. Oh, we went back to the hotel.
Alcohol.
Yeah. We went back to the hotel, and then we had to take that shuttle back, and we were stuck in traffic, and it took like 2.5 hours to get back to the hotel that night. And that's when we realized the shuttle sucks. We got to the hotel, got to freshen up, and then we went to the first dinner spot.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've never been to Miami before. And this place was Kiki on the River.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I was like, okay, that sounds cool. It's like a nice little, dinner spot on the river. We get there, and there's private security that has to let us through the little gate thing.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as we walk in,
Yo.
that second picture right there, all hell is breaking loose. And we're like, what in the absolute hell is going on right now? Okay.
Mhm.
They're spraying that cloud of mist.
my
They
God.
just have these bottles where to like the beat of the music because somebody ordered some expensive alcohol. And seriously, that's all that went on. And then had this crazy dinner. It was a pre-formed menu, 12 courses.
Yo.
But they took a little long to get to us. So after a certain point, it was a little late, like midnight. It was like midnight. We're like, okay, hey, for your birthday, we're taking you to a club. And I'm like, okay, I've never been to a club before. We'll see how this goes.
Oh, yeah, you're underage, technically.
No, I'm 22.
Okay.
It was my 22nd birthday. Yeah. So
This is not you, not what you do.
yeah. And, I was like, okay, whatever, let's go. And we get this Uber to go to the this club. And it turns out that each ticket just to get into the club is $500 a piece. And they got us a booth with private security for the booth for my birthday. Okay. And I get there, and it was like I pre-gamed at the race, and then I got real drunk at dinner. And now I'm at this fucking club that I don't know where. I didn't know how I got there. I stumbled walking in.
Oh, you're time traveling at this point.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm in this club, and I was like, hey guys, I gotta use the restroom real quick. Go to use the restroom, come back from the waiting area, and everybody's gone. Everybody went to the booth, and I didn't know where the booth was yet. They didn't guide me there. So I'm just like a lost little puppy wondering where the fuck I'm supposed to go. So I'm walking around this club, and I can't go downstairs because there's this security keeping us from going. And I just try to call everybody, and eventually I get saved. I see one of them, and I'm like, you help me now. Okay. And I was kind of upset.
Just keep pointing at the Red Bull logo.
Yeah. I was
looking for Red Bull.
I was angry because of course I was intoxicated, but then everybody left me. So I was like, what the hell, guys? What's going on? But I finally get to the booth, okay, and then I'm not upset anymore because there's more alcohol. So I'm like, okay, here we go, and then
Just a rail of the purest cocaine you've ever seen.
I will pass a drug test. Okay,
Yeah, it's because Coke has such a quick half-life in your body.
but we get there, and By the time I'm there, there's already a table full of just alcohol. Alcohol's so expensive, the fucking bottle lights up. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Holy shit.
And they're just like, hey, here you go. And I'm like, oh, shot glass. I'm like, 4 more shots later.
God.
And I'm like, I need some water. You know, I'm drinking this water, and the club,
Yeah.
and
Shit rocks your skull.
all of a sudden it's like 3 a.m. Okay. And Nico, okay, he pulls out this tablet looking thing. And I remember in my mind, I was like, is he Jesus? Because it was the menu for more alcohol.
What the
And
fuck?
he comes to me, and it's just like this dark club, and he just has the screen on his face.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, Nico. And he walks over to me, and he's like, for your birthday, which one do you want? Your budget is between $2,000 and $12,000. Has to be over 2, has to be under 12. And I'm like,
$12,000.
yes. And then I order a $3,000 bottle of rosé. Okay. And then because I ordered an expensive bottle, you know, the crap,
Yeah.
they came to me with that. With the freaking, yeah. Just like, you know, I don't know what's going on. I'm already plastered. I'll show you these pictures. We got one picture where I look okay, and then a picture of what's actually happening, like without me locking in.
Okay.
All right, it's bad. But they got me this bottle of champagne for me, like out the bottle for me.
Yo.
And I drink this in almost the entire bottle of champagne. Yeah. And
Champagne. What's the alcohol content? on that?
I can tell you what it is. It's the Ace of Spades Rosé.
Ace of
S
If I can
equal
actually-
of
spades.
my Ace of Spades champagne rosé.
Let's go for price too.
Yeah, because the other guy's birthday was the day after mine, and it was a lot more money.
lovely looking bottle.
Those aren't them. Trust. It does look like that, but
Okay.
they were a lot more.
Rosé.
Yeah, mine was $3,000, and the other guy's was $6,000, so it was a lot of money. It definitely looked a little bit different than those.
Hopefully a little more masculine.
A little bit more matte. Yeah, like that one, where it says $9.95 on the
wow.
like a little bit more matte. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second.
And of course it's Miami, so it's going to be a lot more expensive, but
So you're saying close to that.
yeah, close, similar to that. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that entire bottle was mine.
What the hell does the bottle have to be $12,000? My favorite
have a
bottle of
picture.
alcohol is like $160.
I have a picture of the entire menu, and somehow it wasn't blurry. I got it nice and clean, but there's some that was like 9, 10, and 11. I'm like, holy crap, these people are rich.
I would have gone for it. I've been like, what's the highest price? That.
Yep.
I want to know what a 5-digit bottle of alcohol fucking tastes like.
I will say it tasted like a normal rosé.
Exactly.
It tasted like a normal rosé, but I was happy because. And then, let's see.
This is Friday night.
Friday night. That's
Good
my
Lord.
birthday. This is my birthday. It is 3 in the morning.
We're still 48 hours away from the race.
Yeah, it's 3 in the morning at this point. Okay. And by the way, the shuttle leaves at like 7:30 to get to the
Hell
race
yeah.
again.
With bumping music.
Yeah. Ugh, gosh. It makes me sick just
You
thinking
probably
about
still
it.
have a migraine, huh?
Yeah. That's why we had to delay this a week, is because I was so tired.
Just hung the fuck over.
Yeah. Anyways, we make it back to the hotel, and then
you know
I
what
found
you need
out
though is
Must be the water.
yeah.
I needed water so bad. I needed water so bad. We make it to the hotel after all this crazy stuff. Like, it was like a rave, man. It was nuts. But make it back to the hotel. I fall out of the Uber, and then I realize once we finally make it back to the room that I'm drunk,
Now you realize.
and I'm really drunk,
Oh god.
and I am unable to see drunk. Looking back on it, that is the second drunkest I've been in my life. Okay, the first drunkest was my first night in Romania,
Oh yeah.
but second drunkest,
Europeans, they know how to drink.
yeah, second drunkest was first night in Miami
God.
on my birthday, and yes, I
Did you
had
go
to,
sober the rest of the weekend?
nope, I had to sit in the bathtub with cold shower on me for like an hour, and I had the spins like crazy.
Oh.
And yeah, that's when I realized I was drunk, is when the spins kicked in. And I think I
Yeah.
said about like 10 times I Addie to call 911. But she was like, you don't need me to call fucking 911. You're talking. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I don't want to ruin the trip.
They should have got you a Red Bull sponsored breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, cool. I'm not toxic yet. Like,
But so then somehow I fall asleep. I don't know how, because the last thing I remember was me being like, oh God, I'm going to die. And then I wake up and it's like birds chirping in the morning. Okay. But it's like 11 a.m.
oh, you
and I
guys
missed the
missed
shot.
that. Fuck.
And I'm like, I text my little handler. Like, I'm like, hey, ... I just woke up. And they were like, great news. We did too. We're going to take an Uber there. So they paid for our Uber to go there.
That's awesome.
So we got an Uber to go there, and then we made it. And this was the worst day. Super hot, super sunny, super hungover.
Yeah.
I put that hat on my face, tilted on the couch in the sun, and slept for like 4 hours.
Damn.
Slept. I slept out
Where's this at the track
at the
somewhere?
track. Like,
okay.
like
Who
cars.
else? It was this Formula One and Formula Academy that weekend,
Yeah,
right?
and the Porsche Cup. And
Okay.
I was sleeping during the Porsche Cup, and it wasn't. I'm just, I just have these earbuds in, or these little ear protection. I'm just.
Dude.
I remember I like would lift up my hat every now and then, and someone would walk by and like be laughing at me. I'm like, fuck you. And then I would go back to sleep. And then I probably at like three, I was like, okay, maybe I could stomach some food. Stomach the food, did good. And I'm like,
FP2 or 3 should have been knocked out.
yeah, something
Okay.
like that. And I didn't know what was going on. I was just too. It was rough. Okay, Saturday was rough. But I'm trying to eat as many carbs as I can, like soak up everything, drink as much water as I can. I tried to take a sip of this Red Bellini. It's a Red Bull Bellini. It's vodka, Red Bull, and
Dry heaving.
and champagne. And I take like one sip, and my body's like, no. Like,
Yeah.
it tasted good, but my body just said no. So I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I got to put it down. Drink some more water, whatever. And I remember I was telling my handler person, like, I think I'm going to leave early. Like, I need to go get some sleep. Did not leave early. Left with everybody else. Made it to the hotel. And they were like, guess what we're doing? Going to the next restaurant. Okay. So this next restaurant, Bioli. B-I-O-L-I. Pictures looked really nice.
You
and-
remember seeing it?
Yeah. I was
How do you spell that shit?
Is it B-O-I-L-I or B-I-O-L-I? Miami. Yeah. B-A-O-L-I.
Okay. Yo, that's some nice lighting in that
Yeah,
picture.
it looked really nice, right?
Yo.
So,
Yeah, let's put you on top of yourself.
yeah, there we go. I will say the restaurant was really nice, but there is a separate side of this building dedicated to be strictly a club again. Club seating. And what fucking seat did they put us at? Right at the DJ.
Oh, God.
So we're all hungover.
Yeah.
And okay, we're just sitting next to this speaker, and I'm like, I can't do it. And we order our food. This is when we started having some crazy food. Crazy lobster, shrimp, sushi, steak,
I think
wagyu.
sushi I'd fuck with and shrimp, but like I'm not a seafood person.
I'm not a big.
like,
They had like oysters and stuff. I
Nah,
didn't
fuck
nothing like that. The farthest I went was the sushi, because the sushi was fire,
yeah.
and the lobster was as far as I went. But I slammed down. The steaks were for everybody, and like tomahawk steaks, and I damn near slammed an entire one myself. I was like, I'm so hungry for something just on land right now.
Yeah.
And we all got these drinks, and then I had this cute little girl drink, and I tried to take a sip, and I was like, nope, body still doesn't like it. But you know what it did take? The $6,000 bottle of champagne that the other guy got, because it was his birthday that day. So
Yo, what's the coincidence on that?
I don't know,
dude?
because it's also my mom's birthday.
Yeah. Well, no, the fact that Red Bull has these winners,
Yeah.
and 2 of them have back-to-back
Yeah,
birthdays.
yes. And
You know, they're sitting there with a credit card like, fuck, this is going to be an expensive
no, they were
weekend.
like, the thing is, like, they have to make 2 separate tabs, one for the food and one for the drinks,
Okay.
because they need to prove that they ordered Red Bull vodkas. They have to.
Oh.
They have to order Red Bull vodkas. That was some weird thing that they had to do. I don't know. But My birthday
can you
was
just hold the alcohol.
Yeah.
I have the Red Bull.
Yeah. My birthday was obviously by objectively better because the second birthday we were all just hungover, like just hung the fuck.
Just
over.
holding your
like,
temples.
Yeah, seriously. And the speaker was like here, like here.
So you guys are screaming at each other.
Yes, and they were doing the somebody would order more out, just all the time, and we were just like, oh god, can we just get to the next fucking course, please? Just, can we get some dessert? And the thing is, at the first restaurant on Friday, we never got to the dessert course. On this day, we never got to the dessert course, and we were just like, we're gonna go to bed. We're gonna go to bed. It's sleepy time. All right, go
Do
to
you
sleep.
think they build it that way? So it's basically attrition. Is like they have this budget, but if they burn you out so early, like you won't spend the rest of their money.
No, because there was this the fireman guy was totally an alcoholic. He was going all in every day. Like, I don't know how he looked at me like I was weak.
Yeah.
He was like drinking more.
Yeah, firefighters are known to be heavy drinkers. So when'd you get that? That was day one, day
Free
two.
gift. It was day 2. Sorry, I didn't even say that. The day that we were all hungover, they were like, I went to go get breakfast or something, and they're like, hey, we did a room drop. Go ahead and like open up, go to your hotel room. We check it, and we have like this piece of shit, this backpack. All right, 4 shirts, 2 of these bottles, then some other crap, hats, and then I had a 6-pack of Red Bulls curated just to what I wanted. When I was like, ugh, Red Bulls, but at the same time I was like, I need the caffeine at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and I just slammed one, and I was like, okay, that's it. Like, we're good. Anyways, that was Saturday morning. Back to the nighttime. We go to bed. Nothing crazy. Wake up on time finally, and I feel like I can live again. Liver literally hurt. Literally hurt. Like, it hurt at that point. And I'm like, okay, I can make it through this day. It's race day. Here we
This
go.
is Sunday morning. Okay.
Yeah, yep. It is race day. So this is the day. DJ Khaled was there. They had all these different other people in the VIP section of the Red Bull Energy Station. A whole bunch of like crazy people.
The American cringe that bleeds through on TV. Do you feel the American cringe in person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not wrapped up in the excitement. You can
No.
still.
No, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. I feel like when DJ Khaled or whatever shows up, it's
Yeah.
cringe time already.
yep. But there is one guy that I met that was an important individual, and he was the coolest guy ever. His name is Alex Martinez. He is the founder of Fitment Industries, a big company that specializes in like wheels and tires for cars, like aftermarket stuff.
Nice.
But he did a lot of like YouTube videos and stuff like that, you know, talking about different cars. And I watched him when I was a teenager.
Oh, shit.
But the guy that won the video game, he knew him. And he was like, oh, look, that's Alex. And I'm like, what do you mean? Who Alex? He's like, yeah, I'll introduce you. And he comes over, and as soon as I see him, I'm like, are you the guy that started Fitment Industries? And he's like, yeah, man. And he sits with us for the entire race. I'm in one of his videos now because we were just hanging out. And he just hung out with us for the entire race. Chillest dude ever. We were talking about cats and dogs. He was showing me he had like an R8. He has like a M4 or M3 or something crazy like that. Like, his garage is stacked.
Dude.
Yeah, and the guy that won the video game has 2 R8s. He's the guy that works in the garage in LA for Daily Driven Exotics. So these were like important people, and like we all followed each other on Instagram and stuff and got in contact, and like Alex might come to Colorado and stuff like that if he reaches back out to me. But yeah, it was a crazy day. Highlight of that day was actually just meeting him. Like,
it was a Formula One race.
I saw
and the people in the crowd.
Yeah, I saw Lawson.
Nice.
I got a video of me saying hi to him. Like,
Talk shit.
Yeah, as he's walking by with
Nice second seat, loser.
yeah. How's last place feel?
Be like, yeah, I'm still driving a Formula One car, you loser. Like, oh yeah.
But I'm trying to think. Yeah, so Lawson was the first guy that I saw. No,
that was his first weekend back in the old car for him, right?
I think so.
I think Yuki took over in Miami. Just sulking around.
Hajar was the first guy I met, and I
Okay.
wasn't supposed to even be this close to this guy. They have these sets of stairs, right? So they bring him up through this little secret entrance, and then they bring it up to the stairs, and then they bring it up past the Red Bull Energy Station to the VIP section, so they can like meet the VIPs and stuff. But I was on that stairwell. And I was just like walking, and I see this like flood of security, and they like push me to the wall, and they're like, "Don't move." I'm like, "Okay." And then I just see this pink shirt with this guy surrounded by security. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Hajar," and he just looks at me, and he's like, and he just keeps walking. Like, okay, well, there's the first driver.
They're all pinked out that weekend too. If I
Yeah,
remember.
it was really cool.
That was one of the nicest cars on the track that
Yes,
weekend.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Lawson. He was walking down from that VIP section, and I caught a video of me being like, "Hey, Liam," and then he looks at me, he goes, "Hi," and then he keeps walking. And then, let's see, Yuki is short as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw him in person. He is short.
I didn't know those suits came in junior
Yeah,
size.
he is shorter than my wife.
Dude,
He is
she
short.
Is short.
He is short. Okay, so I see him walk up these stairs, and I'm like, "Are you sure you can make it up each one of those steps?" Like,
He's
what's going on?
5'3".
Yeah, he is short. Okay, but I said hi to him as he was walking by, and he was just like, "Hey," whatever. And then Max. Okay, Max, I tried so hard to get a signature from, so hard. I had the hat and the little thing, and I was like, "Oh, like a little kid."
Yeah.
All right. And I catch him, and I'm like, "Hey, would you be able to sign this?" And then security's like, "No, don't talk to him." Fuck. All right. So then he walks up to the little VIP section. I'm like, well, maybe on the way back down, right? And then he comes walking back down. I'm like, "Please, Max, please, 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 it's for my mom." Like, and the security's like, "Stop asking." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Would it be crazy if they sent you home before the race?
But the thing is, like, the drivers were cool during that. They were like, "Oh, hey, yeah, like, have a good day,"
Yeah.
whatever. But like, the security was like, "Blah."
Was it American contracted security?
Yeah.
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 They're excessive.
Yep.
You're lucky you didn't like get a neck full of knee or something.
Yeah.
Like.
The first security guy was this huge guy, like 6'4", like 250 pounds or some crazy number like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, I was wondering if I can ask him for a signature on the way as he walks by." And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, can I take a picture of him?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." And then I turn my camera on as he walks by, and I take a picture of him. And he's like, "Don't do that again." I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. And then they had their little interview things at the Red Bull Energy Station, and all that went by. And then the race started. Well, they canceled the Formula Academy race because
Yeah, it was crazy rain.
I was
wasn't it?
really hoping that we would have a wet race for
Yeah.
Formula One, but it somehow, I don't know how, dried up like crazy.
That sun,
And-
Florida, dude. Is...
And then the race started, and everybody was driving around. Oh,
Was that the Lego weekend too?
yes.
Yeah, did they do
yeah.
the Lego?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was super cool. They broke their cars. It was hilarious. And of course, all of us were drunk, just laughing at them. Like, "Oh, look at this idiot! Look at you breaking your car." Green tractors.
I imagine they had to have been really excited to see 400,000 pieces of Lego
Yeah.
that they
Oh, they
meticulously put together, just shattered.
Like
Yeah.
I saw them. I saw them in person, like up close. They were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know those drivers probably had the most fun formation lap in their entire lives
Hell yeah.
right there. Like I don't know if you've seen the videos, but just how like geeked out they were about
Oh,
it,
yeah.
where they're just like playing. And let's see. Yeah, and then during the race there was this DJ Elenium. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yes, actually. Hold on. Elenium saw my flip phone and he invited me on stage and he recorded a video and my phone's dead. He recorded a video with my flip phone and he was like, doo, with the flip phone. He's like, "I'm dumb." And then he like gives it back to me. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
What kind of charger you need?
USB-C.
USB-C. We got that. Upstairs.
That's okay.
I sure do.
Oh, wait, actually. Oh, never mind. Anyways, yeah, so I have a video of Millennium on my phone that he recorded. And then the race ended, and we went back to the hotel again. And then we're on the last night, the big finale. Okay,
So there's nothing really with the race? Just like
well, Max
we saw
didn't.
cars go fast.
Max didn't really win, So it's
Yeah.
like it was kind of like whatever. If he did win, they go crazy. So they have like 100 bottles of champagne there that they all pop like at once, and they're just spraying the crap out of
with
everybody.
Red Bull too, right? Don't they?
Yeah,
fucking,
they go nuts. They go crazy. But he didn't win, and he didn't pull. I was hoping he would at least pull, but he didn't. So it's like, whatever.
Actually, wasn't that the first race in like years where he didn't score points either?
No, he
Or was
scored
that the-
points because I think he was like 6th.
Okay,
Or
that
something
must be the
like-
race before.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we get a break. Finally, I took a nap, and I was so happy to take this nap. And finally, we get all back downstairs, and we go to the last place of the night or the weekend, Sexy Fish. Okay, it's called Sexy Fish,
Oh, all right.
and Sexy Fish is nuts. Okay,
Okay.
Sexy Fish. I knew it was going to be nuts, but I did not know how nuts this place was going to be.
Very colorful.
You see, on this third picture here.
Third picture.
Yep.
Stand by 1 second.
Yep.
Boom, boom, boom. You
Wow.
said this one.
Yeah. Yep.
Of course. Hold on. Bam.
Okay, you see all the way on the left-hand side that little booth where all those chairs are too.
Mhm.
That's right where I was sitting.
Oh, nice.
And then you see the picture to the right of it. That's the men's bathroom.
Get the fuck
That's
out.
I'm so for real. The women's bathroom is even crazier. It's all pink.
Dude.
It's nuts. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's badass.
And that guy scared me because I was already drunk when I saw him, and I was like, "Why are you looking at me?" And then I realized it was fake. That's a fake individual. That's a statue. I even looked at him funny. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You start a fist fight with a dummy.
But let's see. This night was like the ending to a movie. It was amazing. Of course, more do. It started off as a normal dinner, and then they had these like sexy race ladies with big flags and stilts come out, and they were like
stilts.
Yeah, they were like 12 feet tall, man. Yeah. And of course, because they were at that height, like their asses were right at my face when I was standing.
And you're a married man.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember I was kind of just like standing, and then I look at Addie, and she's looking at me, and then she kind of starts laughing, and I turn around, and there was a face full of ass right there, and I'm like, oh, okay.
This is cool.
I was like, well, I wonder what the next dish is. And yeah, so it gets pretty wild that night. We did end up leaving early because we had to catch a flight early in the morning, but we were there still pretty late, like 11 p.m.
I probably would have just stayed up the whole night.
I was so tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, the CEO of Red Bull was there and the CFO, and they were drunkenly dancing on top of the tables. I remember that very, very vividly.
What's crazy, this is their life 24 times a year.
Yes. It was nuts. Okay. But yeah, it was like the ending to the movie because we also got our dessert finally.
Nice.
It was so good. It was cheesecake and donuts, and it was so fucking good. Okay. It was so good. Finally some sweets.
Hell yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think of what else is significant.
Now I want a cheesecake. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's
so good.
so
right now.
good. Yeah.
Especially with that graham cracker.
Those ones from Walmart, the assorted ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Cheesecake Factory. dude.
Oh,
That's-
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Graham
Okay.
cracker.
So the race. We get this hotel back, or not this hotel, this Uber back to the hotel, and
Still a little drunk.
I'm struggling. I'm sure. And I was wasted again that night. Wasted,
Dude.
gone. Third drunkest ever. Gone.
Your top of your top three.
Two of them
were
were
this
the
weekend.
same weekend. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
Make it back to the hotel. I didn't throw up this time. Didn't get the spins this time. I just went straight to bed.
Yeah.
I went straight to bed and woke up the next morning. We had to catch our flight early. We had our private chauffeur pick us back up in that Escalade.
Hell yeah.
And we were tired. I tried sleeping in the car on the way there and I couldn't. And then we get to the flight, whatever the flight, we make it back to Dallas Fort Worth and then delayed for 4 hours.
Fuck.
4 fucking
Was it a Dallas
hours.
issue or a Colorado Springs issue?
It was a Dallas issue. It was an
Okay.
American Airlines issue, really. But
Yeah.
finally get on the plane, and I just couldn't sleep on the way back. I couldn't do it. My brain wouldn't let me sleep for some reason. But I was like cold, sweaty, like ugh. Make it back to Colorado Springs, and then I hang out with my brother for like 20 minutes after we get home, and I'm like, I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I slept that night, the entire next day, and that night again.
God.
With little increments of waking up here and there, but and I couldn't laugh because my liver hurt so much.
Holy shit.
Like I wasn't able to laugh because it hurt when I laughed. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
Between the liver pain and my abs from throwing up, okay, I was so sore I was not able to laugh, but it was amazing. I would do again.
Hell yeah. Probably should pace yourself a little better.
We calculated it out, and for the entire group, for all of us, it was about $250,000 trip. For Addie and I, it was probably like $60,000.
Okay.
That's like, which is nuts. And that's food, alcohol, like we probably more, honestly. I don't know how much the cost. I didn't really calculate out all of the alcohol that we had, but the tabs for dinner were like $20,000 just for the food each night, like at least.
So that was the two of you was $20,000, or the entire?
The two of us was $60,000.
Fuck.
All of us together was $250,000, $250,000. Yeah, it was an insane trip. We calculated it all, and we were like, "There's no way, how?" But lo and behold, yep, that was my. I was definitely the lowest tax bracket there.
Yeah.
But I probably also had the most fun because and the guy that won from the video game, he's Air Force. Yeah, he's a captain in the reserves.
Dude.
Yep.
That is wild as fuck.
And so, and then I had to recover for like a week. I was like grumpy at work and depressed because I was back at work. And
back with these plebes.
I was like, yeah. And then people kept asking me, well, how was the trip to Miami? And then I have to sit there and explain how drunk I got every single time.
Did you take 46 minutes with it?
No, I summed it up in about 5 minutes.
Hell
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, but there is one last thing. On the very last night at Sexy Fish, Nico, this is why I remember his name so much, he pulls me aside as I'm leaving. He's like, hey, there's no point in holding this from you. I want to let you know that the favor you asked for, I got it done. And the favor I asked for was I wanted a signed hat. Okay, so he got in contact with some other high-up individual in Red Bull, and they're getting a signed hat from Max, and they're sending it to LA for their regional headquarters or whatever. And then they're sending it to me from there. So I'm getting a signed hat from Max, which is like that was the victory at the end.
It's so weird that that's not a standard part of these trips. Is I would think that you would get like 5 minutes to sign all the Red Bull merch you can from either of the 4 drivers. You got 2 fucking teams.
Yep. They were busy, and that was also the day that Max was like a dad, so he was probably just thinking about other crap.
That tracks. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it was built into that, but it's like, hey, he's doing dad shit now.
Yeah. But
that was gonna be my assumption. Is you at least have 5 minutes to talk with him.
Something, but nope, we didn't. I mean, the most that I talked with him was just like a pass by hello.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it, honestly.
Hell
I said hi to Max, and he said hi back, and that's all I can appreciate. But they are sending me a signed hat, and out of all the people, I'm the only one getting it. So. Because I asked for it.
It's so weird that you had to.
Because I was so selfish to ask. I was like,
that thing better be displayed.
Oh, it will. Yeah, it's going to be in like a clear
glass.
thing. Yeah. But yeah, so that was the Miami GP 2025 summed up in the eyes of me.
Hell yeah.
Drunkenly.
Is this your first time hanging out with like millionaires and shit?
Yeah.
Doesn't that
they're so out of touch.
Down? No, doesn't that come back down suck?
Yes.
I've spent 3 weekends with millionaires. My ex-wife is related to 3 millionaires. Went to a $5 million home, like slept in that bed. Like literally that bedroom was like the size of this entire basement.
Yep.
Had an elevator going up to the 4th floor in this mansion. Yeah, then you come back, you're just like, oh, this $500,000 home I own is such a shithole.
Yeah, for real. And the thing though is like, I've met my fair share of millionaires and stuff like that, but the fact that there was
To live that life,
so many
though.
around me
Yeah.
all the time, and they were older, but it was kind of frustrating because I couldn't really talk to any of them because they were so out of touch. They were
Yeah.
out of touch. I mean, you're complaining about your private jet and that your pilot broke the tail wing, so you bought a new private jet before the race.
That tail wing probably has more damage on it than like the value of both their homes.
Yes. And he just bought a new jet
He's
because
like,
of that.
Fuck it.
I was like, there's no way. And that was Saturday when I was trying to sleep with a hat over my face, hungover, overhearing that. I was a little pissy, but whatever. Yeah, but aside from that, that's really it. That is Miami for me.
That's badass.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I will attest. European Grand Prix are way better.
That's what I've been hearing from
Way
European
better.
media.
Way better.
Is American shit's overpriced
Yes.
and it doesn't have the same value.
Way
Like,
better. When we were in Hungary, the race was way more fun, and it was only like $400 for the both of us.
Yeah.
That's it. And we had an amazing seat. You saw the seat that we had.
Yeah,
Right
weren't
there-
you right there at the beginning of the straight?
Yeah, right there in the last turn to the straight. Don't get me wrong. This is an unforgettable moment. Like,
Yeah.
that is a once in a lifetime winning for me.
But you were saying so after the
Objectively-
first Miami Grand Prix, there was a bunch of European media saying like Americans are full of shit. Is they charge like $50,000 for some of those premium seats, and they got half the luxuries of like a standard ticket.
Yep, exactly.
dude, like-
Yeah, it was capitalized heavily in Miami.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys want to go to a Formula One race, just buy the ticket, go to Europe, and watch one there.
I have a plan to go to Canada.
Do it.
Yeah, my parents are about 6 hours away, I think, from like Toronto. Actually, maybe even less than that. Maybe like 3. So I think when I retire from our current employment, it might be my trip for myself. The problem is I mentioned to my ex-wife, and she wants to bring our kids. It's just gonna be me. Now I got to plan,
Yeah.
which is cool. Like, fortunately, her mom's a travel agent, so we'll be able to get some
there you
decent
go.
pricing and stuff. The travel agent that orchestrated your shit had to have been high speed as fuck, though, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to think. I think the next race we're going to go to, I think we're going to try to go to Monaco for the next one. I think we're going to save up a lot of money. I think we're going to try to go to Monaco.
and get cheap tickets at Monaco.
And-
Save a lot of money. Get cheap tickets from Monaco.
Totally, definitely not cheap. It's going to
No.
be probably very expensive to try to get there, but
I don't think that much money is going to be worth the trip, dude.
I think the smarter move is to not even get tickets to the race because Monaco is the track.
Yeah.
Just get a Saturday to Sunday hotel somewhere because you
You
can see the
might want
track.
to start booking for like 2045.
Yeah.
You're not the first person to realize that.
yeah. But yeah, I think that'll.
Maybe be homeless in Monaco for the
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, there we go.
Just like climb a gutter system, get on the roof of a hotel.
That's what I'm talking about. But I think that's going to be the next one, which means we're probably not going to go to another race for a long time. I honestly thought Hungary was going to be the only race I ever went to, and then I won a trip, and
Yeah.
now it's definitely like if I'm going to go to one more, it's going to be Monaco, and that's it. Because
I think I would do
Spa.
Spa, Red Bull Ring. Because Monaco, like, don't get me wrong, it is the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
our tax bracket, you're literally going to get like peasantry.
Yep. Yep. Which is okay. I mean, it's more so I want to see the track. And that's really, I don't know how to explain it, but
I mean, it's definitely something at the end of your life. Be like, oh yeah, I was in Monaco.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely a highlight reel moment. But
even if it's just for a day, I'd want to go to Monaco. Or if I flew into somewhere else and then we drove down to Monaco, that'd also be
it's
cool.
next to Nice, isn't it? Nice, France. I think that's like the actual international airport that supports Monaco.
Yeah, but we'd probably fly into like Hungary and then drive all the way across Europe.
Ooh, God, cross the Alps probably.
Yeah, that's a pretty drive.
It is.
Anyways, all right. We're at
good.
like 55 minutes talking about my freaking drunken experience in Miami, but Yeah.
That's
so
badass, dude.
yeah, yeah,
Again, thank you for the hat there. I'm
yeah, for sure.
glad you survived.
Yeah, I
weekend.
survived.
Thank you for not puking
Miami.
in the hat.
I
that I know of.
survived Miami 2025.
I'd imagine the humidity during that race. You said it rained that morning, washed out F1 Academy. I imagine the humidity was a factor, like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I had to go buy different clothes, that were like borderline see-through because I was dying.
Yeah, a lot of linen probably.
Yeah, linen. Yeah, I was and I have that like skin thing. So like when I get too hot, like, itchy. So I had to like.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah,
You
it
sit
was.
there just like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have that too.
yeah. But
Well, that's why I hate it. It's a combination of high humidity with alcohol. You're just like, why are we torturing ourselves?
yeah, it's okay. Oh well, what was nice? Sorry, they do have fans there that sprayed water like through
Nice.
it, like everywhere, and they were actual AC units. They weren't just like air with water.
Yeah.
They were real AC units, and then they also had a mist in them,
Hell yeah.
and that was nice. So it wasn't that bad, and then there was shaded stuff, So
That'd be funny if they treated you like a rave and just spray you with like a garden hose.
yeah. When I'm sleeping, just wake up
Waterboarding you. It's part of the experience.
with Red Bull.
Yeah. That I'll sign up for. Just
Yeah.
hold the alcohol.
Oh man.
Fuck, dude. Trying to remember anything crazy from that race. There was no wrecks, right?
Miami.
Yeah.
There was not a wreck, but there was a couple of spins at turn 11. That was a pretty cool one to watch.
Imagine it screech and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really it though. That was
Yeah, I
really
don't
it.
remember too much crazy
the-
exciting.
It was a little unfortunate because the Miami Grand Prix was kind of just bland. It really was. I mean,
Yeah.
it was fun, but the race itself was just bland.
It's a tourist trap.
Yeah.
For F1 people.
That's really what it was. People weren't even there for F1 when I was in that big, huge Red Bull Energy Stadium. They were just there to be rich. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They were just there to be rich, and that was
clout.
it. Yeah, that's really what it was. It was like, are you kidding me? Like,
Did you see I think it was early 2000s. Christina Aguilera got up to where like they waved the flags.
oh really?
And like she's taking a video. And Brundle, the guy that does like the F1 grid walk, he's like, "Oh, look at Christina Aguilera pretending she's an F1 fan."
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yikes.
I guess those drivers probably the same way.
Yep.
And that might be when you just get like the hay. That might be a challenge for those drivers to be like, is that a legit fan?
Yeah.
Or is that some just jack off, like leeching off of our image?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
So, and then this weekend, the Halo, another highlight reel for the Halo. dude,
Yeah.
with Yuki.
Yep.
I guess that was the same corner that Senna lost his life. I guess it was reshaped and stuff, but he still
And
took
then,
a decent hit on that.
Who else was the guy that crashed?
That pink trash can too.
Yeah,
right?
the guy that kind of looks like Senna.
Yeah. That ain't good, dude. The guy that plays Dillon. Now that I know how to pronounce his name, he's
Doing?
yeah,
Is that
no.
it? I thought it was Duhan.
That's how they say it on the
Interesting.
ESPNs. So
But yeah, I mean, we could hop into the
might as well.
qualifying. Just spend a little while on that.
Yeah. For
Mega podcast.
yeah.
Mega podcast.
Let's see. I'm starting to wonder if Ferrari's becoming a middle midfield team.
Yeah.
And Williams is starting to I think both Williams are ahead of the Ferraris. Yeah, 10 and 11, right?
mhm.
Or 11.
Well, Hamilton was fourth.
Are these the results for this week? Yes. Hamilton fourth. Oh, I'm thinking of qualifying. Because it was
Yeah, qualifying was
11,
pretty cool.
12, wasn't it?
Freaking Stroll did better.
Yeah.
And
well,
then-
he's that dark horse of the season. Dude.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
nobody likes him, but he's in that top
Yeah.
7. Like,
And then Alonso, he did good too. He did better than Stroll, which I was actually pretty excited watching the qualifying. I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
come on, another world champion. Do it one more time, please. I need to see you do those funny little dances on top of the car.
Yeah. So weird. But yeah, like I'm loving the radio. That was what you missed live in person, you didn't get to hear Hamilton just popping off on the radio, dude. At one point, Sainz was tearing up behind Hamilton, and he's like, Sainz 3 seconds behind. He's like, you want me to let him pass too?
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got into fourth, to be honest with you, in this race.
Yeah.
I was actually
That might have
somewhat
just been
happy.
the tire game.
I was kind of just happy with it. I was, Hamilton. What I am even more happy about with, though, is Yuki pulling his ass into
Yeah.
P10 and getting a point. I know it doesn't seem like much, but he also went up quite a few
It's
places.
also a brand new car for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Like, he fucked that thing up, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, if you look at where how Yuki hit that barrier, dude, if that halo wasn't there, he might have made contact with his helmet against that, which is essentially what killed Senna.
He totally would have.
Yeah.
I watched it in slow-mo and everything. That halo, if it wasn't there, we wouldn't have Yuki.
Yeah.
But
Well, Halo, not only in F1 this weekend, but IndyCar too.
yes,
That dude
Indy's.
fucking-
He was scraped like crazy
Dude.
going across that track. I'm surprised he made it out with really minimal injuries, right?
Yeah.
If any injuries, really.
If I remember correctly,
He just kind of walked out. Yeah.
Could you imagine? Imagine they already have the headspace to handle that, but like all of a sudden, you're
You're
doing like
upside
what
down.
215? I think those
Yeah.
guys are doing.
You flip upside down and all you
You
see
see
is sparks.
Fireworks.
Like literally
show.
hitting your face, sparks.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Halo did good. I think the busiest person this weekend was the Halo system.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to think. In the first turn of the race,
Max had a pair of
Max
balls,
was
dude.
angry for his 400th race. He was
Yeah.
an angry little demon. He was pretty crazy. I got to give it to him, honestly. I saw that and I was like, wow, that's
The
pretty cool.
combination of turns was that 1, 2, and I think 3.
Where it's
Dude,
Yeah.
late on the brakes. I think he went on the outside to get around, and then it was into
Straight
an
to the
immediate.
inside.
Yeah. Like I watched that. Wasn't even the replay. I just watched that live. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that was
Yeah.
ballsy. Like,
I don't think what they were saying on the commentary was they don't think that Max knew what was going to happen until he was there also. Like it was a little bit too close for it to be planned.
yeah,
It was
dude.
probably just a little bit of luck sprinkled in there, but there was no contact and it was clean.
He's lucky. Was Piastri is who he passed.
Yep.
Lucky Piastri didn't.
Get angry.
Go racing incident with it.
Yeah.
Just an incident.
Incident.
Because it seems like Max versus both of those drivers and McLaren.
Yeah,
It's
McLaren's
like
McLaren is
and a lot of anatomy measuring in that first
Yeah.
corner. dude.
like I was saying last year between Norris and Piastri, it was an issue them
Yeah.
racing together. Now it is, although they like to not be the second driver, they're working very well together.
Yeah.
They're being a killer team right now.
What I love is you definitely have two guys trying very sportsman-wise to be the first driver.
Yep.
Whereas I just wish Max could find somebody at least be in the top 5
That second
consistently.
seat is so cursed.
Yeah.
It's cursed.
It's a revolving door.
It's where drivers go to die. It's cursed.
I think Yuki's going to make it to the end of the season.
Yes.
He made it 20th to 10th this weekend.
Yeah, which
so
is pretty impressive. I want to see like a 1-2 with them.
it'd be
1-2 finish.
amazing.
Yeah, it would.
They get to get an extra high podium so they can
Yeah.
actually see him from the crowd.
Yeah. They'd have to get like a first place, a half
It's like
place.
a booster.
That's so fucked up.
He's so short. You said it yourself.
I said it myself. He's short. He is a short man. But yeah, let's see what else.
That's gonna be awesome, dude. Yeah, dude. The biggest takeaway from me is like Ferrari's fading
Yes.
and Williams is gaining.
Yes. I don't know if you saw the interview with Sainz, where they were like, "How do
Not
you
this
feel?
weekend.
How do you feel about being faster than your previous team?" And he's like, "Previous team." They're like, "Yeah, Ferrari." And he kind of just like sits there and he's smiling. And they're like, "Don't smile too much." And he's like, locks in.
There's some just like crazy looking Italian, just like
Yeah, his mafia boss over there.
That's the thing too, is like being Sainz, you probably can't talk too much shit about Ferrari in Italy, without needing extra security.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I'm rooting for Williams a little bit, honestly. I'm hoping they
With
that-
every sport, I always have the underdog. Is like
Yeah.
like obviously my primary team, yes, but I always have like if these guys are out of the championship or whatever, I'm rooting for the
Yep.
underdog. Williams is my underdog.
yeah, Williams, and their cars don't look like shit either. So unlike Ferrari, because holy hell, do they look bad?
It's so nice that HP allows Ferrari
Oh,
to
yeah.
paint that car.
I know, right? Let's see.
Boy,
Did
those blue
McLaren?
Ferraris look fucking ugly.
Yeah, they were
too,
bad.
Man. God. All right, what were you saying, McLaren?
The McLarens, did they have green on them? I thought I saw some green on them this race.
This race?
Yeah. I think they had a little special livery for this race.
Was it Formula One? Which race was this? What track?
I forget. I can't pronounce it.
It's right here. Bam.
Emilia Romagna.
Can we say Italian Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Italian Grand Prix.
McLaren.
Hopefully they get updated pictures. Yeah, let's finish that. Boom.
No, I guess not. I thought like their
That's the
mirrors or something.
24, 20,
Their mirrors or something
25.
looked like green or something like that.
Might be that helmet too.
No, look all the way on the right. They're blue. See
Oh yeah,
see how they're
okay.
blue.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know what it was,
I
but
can barely see it on there.
Yeah.
too.
something weird. I don't know, maybe some new sponsor or something crazy like that.
Who knows? Bam. But yeah, your boy. It's had to been kind of funny as a McLaren fan to be in the Red Bull.
I
That's
felt
like
like
now
I
that
was
they've treated you so well. Are you still
I was-
a primary McLaren fan, or
I was in anime territory, okay? I had to
drunk off your ass?
yeah, I had to contain my excitement when McLaren was kicking ass. Yeah. How big was that gap? Like 20
Dude,
seconds? 30
yeah.
seconds? I was like, that's what you fucking get, Max. That's what you get. That's what you get for having a kid, okay? Now you're going to drive careful from now on.
And that's what I forget who said that. Look at
Look at
37.
look at that. 40 seconds between Max and Piastri.
Fuck, dude.
I was like,
Yeah. That's. And what's the point spread right now?
Oscar is first. Basically, whoever wins the next race will be in first. Because they're all within like 23 points or something like that.
Why is it championship points?
Standings.
Standings would probably be the next one. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, they are. Yeah. See that?
Yo,
Yeah.
this is gonna be to the wire, dude.
Is that it? That doesn't look like it's it.
2025.
Is that it? I don't know. George Russell has more points than Oscar Piastri.
Well, he's been flirting with the podium the entire season.
That's true.
Didn't Piastri have a DNF too
Maybe.
this season?
But look at that. They are all of them are within one race. Out of those four drivers, whoever wins the next race should be
Ocon
P1.
in 7th in the
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Kimi Antonelli.
That ain't bad for a rookie season, dude.
Nope.
5th place.
He's my favorite rookie.
Yeah. Stroll 8th.
Ferrari is crying in the
Ouchie.
single digits in points this far in.
Actually, yeah. So hold up. Williams 6th. Where's Sainz? Although Sainz has had a rough Sunday
Yeah,
most weekends. Sainz.
at the very bottom,
Was it the very bottom?
at the top a little bit. 14th.
Sainz 14th, but still in the neighborhood of Ferrari.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the news that was announced on May 3rd. Cadillac's driver,
Yeah, that's right.
Cadillac's driver, the angry man himself is back. All right.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they do what upper middle field first season? It's gonna be a big demand with these new engines, though. That's
Big American.
Yeah.
American.
this has the word Hemi across the back. of it. What the fuck?
No, man. He's going to win. He's going to win the championship. First year.
You call him Perez.
Perez.
Who's
Can I bet on it now?
Are they flirting with Ricardo? I think Ricardo said he's not doing.
He said he's not. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be like the most charismatic team like ever.
They'd be so funny together.
Maybe have Yuki in there too.
Uh,
Who would be? Let's see, Perez. Fuck, who do you put? Was it Magnussen? There you go.
Kimmy. Put Kimmy in there. Is he still alive?
Yo,
He's still alive, right?
Kimmy Raikkonen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Shoemaker? Throw him in there.
The kid, hopefully. Yeah. Well, they said if his father was able to, like, he would probably still be in Formula One. It's just
Wow.
the back, the back network that we don't pay that we don't
Yeah.
have privy to is.
What about put Max's dad in there? Let's see how he does.
If it catches on fire again, sure. What I love is Salty Spice Horner is like, yeah, if they want a Verstappen, we got Joss over here.
You know what? Hold on. Who is the guy that was on the Nürburgring that set a track record recently that was wearing the Red Bull stuff and looks eerily like Max? And he has the MaxVerstappen.com like logo across his chest. Have you seen this?
What?
Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, he set a lap record with traffic in this car.
No, it was Max.
No.
No?
No.
'Cause they said he, like, showed up.
No. Record. It's a different guy. I'm pretty sure.
Nürburgring. Yeah, so, like,
Okay.
they said he was a savage because he came in full of fuel with traffic,
Yeah.
and he set the record. I'm pretty sure it's the Max
There's
Verstappen.
I'm telling you, there's a guy that's different, or I'm not seeing these memes correctly because there's a guy that looks so much like him.
Accuses rival of false claims of car advantage. Deems commented.
Dang, there's a lot of news about this.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Okay, then maybe it just is Max.
but that's insane. Full load of fuel,
Traffic.
Dude just shows up because like it was three things that weekend, wasn't it? He had a kid.
Yeah.
Fucking sets a lap record at a huge. Is that the big Nuremberg track?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've driven that.
Franz
too,
Hermann.
haven't it?
Franz Hermann. Yeah, I have. Franz Hermann. Look him up. Look up Franz Hermann.
Franz
Hermann.
Hermann.
MANN. Yeah.
I want to say he's the one that designed it, right? What the fuck? There we go. Bam. Oh, that's his. What the fuck? Why is F1 champion Max Verstappen called Franz Hermann? So it's the same person.
Is it? Okay, so I'm sure
Well, I hope so, because Herman Franz.
Max Verstappen reveals what Franz Hermann is really up to. Okay, we need to look at this.
Hopefully,
really
it's not related to
It's
this.
not that guy.
Arrived at the paddock.
Are you Max or are you Franz? His
Scores.
now viral appearance.
It's
Okay,
a
pseudonym.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a lot of contract offers at the moment.
I feel if
That's funny. So I missed the joke, but now it's funny to me.
I feel if was it Ben Salim or whatever, like if I feel like he's pulled back, like now that his presidency is like up for negotiation. I think if he acts a jackass with Maxo, he might run to a different formula, a different race series.
When he showed up, we all booed him.
Yeah.
At the GP, we all booed him. I just boo all of the crowd. I was like, ooh.
It sounds like NFL when who's the commissioner of the NFL? Anytime he hands over the trophy, it's like boo.
Yeah.
Same thing with him, man. It's like you can't demand these guys drive 210, 215 miles an hour
And not cuss.
and be like, oh, fiddlesticks when
Yeah.
they fucking buried it.
Hoppa.
Yeah. It seems to be only for like the media room though, because like they're cussing and fussing all over
yeah.
the radio.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think of anything else that happened this weekend.
I don't have anything. I mean,
Yeah.
we're at the point now. What are we about? Almost halfway through the season?
Yeah. Are we?
Almost. I don't know how many races we've had. We're at least a quarter of the way through, right?
25 F1 calendar. Mouse.
No. We're a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're a quarter of the way through, and we have 4 people contending for first place right now.
We do. I'm hoping Max, but I don't know. I think they've reached the ceiling with that car,
Yeah.
and they're now literally just bleeding a rock.
Yeah.
Where I think McLaren and Mercedes, I think they still have a little bit more play, which is might keep Max off the podium. Let's see. Maybe by the time we get to Silverstone, Belgium. Yeah, Silverstone, Belgium, round 12, round 13. I don't think Red Bull's going to be consistently in the conversation to be on the podium.
Yeah, I think it's going to be what I was predicting, where it's going to be Oscar or Norris this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fight, and I think they're doing the same thing where they're going to just they're going to duke it out. They're going to be a good team until the end, like the last 4 races or 3 races, and then they're just going to duke it out.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I really, it'd be great to see them crash each other out just once this season. Just once.
Just like, was it Senna crashed out McLaren for that championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
In Japan?
Yep.
When's the first big upgrades package? Isn't it? They do it right before summer break or right after summer break? But I think that's what's going to happen is the next upgrades package. I think that's where Mercedes and McLaren are going to pull ahead of Red Bull.
You're saying between Hungary and the Netherlands?
I think so. Is it that late?
Yeah, because Hungary is the 1st and through 3rd of August, and then the Netherlands is like the last week.
Okay. Yeah, I think this next big bundle of upgrades, Red Bull, they're going to stagger.
Yeah.
I don't want them to. I'm wearing a shit ton of Red Bull merch, but
I got my stuff too.
I don't think the potential's there anymore. It's
unless
already
they do some crazy
undrivable.
crap, unless some weird shit happens. But I'm
maybe what's his name has a pseudonym for Red Bull.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Like, dude, are you working 2 garages right now?
Put Franz Herman in the seat right now. Put him in the second driver right now,
dude. It's.
But yeah, I mean,
and I think Williams. I don't know. Ferrari's got all that money to dump into their research, but I'm hoping the upgrades package comes with Williams solidly ahead of Ferrari.
Yeah.
I don't like Ferrari. I don't like the way they treat their guys.
No, I hate Ferrari.
Is literally Lewis was like talking back first 2 races or something.
Yes. He's
like,
tired of Ferrari.
Yeah.
He just
and
did
he
it.
dreamed of being in Ferrari
Yeah.
his entire career. Now he's there. He's like, oh yeah, Mercedes treated me a lot
Careful
better.
what you ask for, all right?
Yeah.
Because you might just get it all.
It's a tainted. Was it like a monkey paw wish? Is like, yeah, you got your wish, but like, what's the trade off?
You got into Ferrari, but you're the kind of second driver somehow.
That's the thing too. Is like you have 2
the second driver?
killer drivers,
Yep.
and like I don't know. I think for Australia, the second race, like it was the conversation we had that Leclerc was definitely ahead of Hamilton, but there's also a learning curve.
Yep.
I think now
Sainz is better than both of them right now.
in a fucking Williams.
Yes. Bring the Williams back. They're going to get some crazy sponsors this next year, and then they're going to be good again.
What, Duracell with the air intake wasn't a...
I thought that was cool. I thought that was pretty sick.
Watch them ditch, and then they pick up Energizer. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
They have a drum somewhere.
Oh, that would be fucking badass.
Yeah.
Have the, imagine going to those race weekends with that sponsor. Have the rabbit.
Let's talk about the livery of the Visa Cash App Red Bull. My favorite thing about it was the wheels. The wheels were the tops of the cans.
That's right.
I saw that in person. I was like, that's really interesting. That's neat.
Red Bull.
Beautiful livery, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're the best.
My absolute favorite livery was them because, you see all them racing by and they're going like 180, 190 miles an hour. And you're like, okay, that's one. That's this team. That's this team. But then these guys pull up and you're like, whoa, That is pink.
Yeah.
And it's so pink it almost hurts your eyes. It was awesome.
I did like the disco
and then
ball.
His disco ball, yeah.
You know, he actually had to release a statement saying that's not the official. So, like, that's just a shit ton of debris on the helmet if it, like, stops
Yeah.
all of a sudden. So he had to tell him, like, hey.
Can't actually do it.
Yeah.
I did see it, though. It was on his head in the race.
So that was a big-ass sticker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing ever. Blue. Why would you put blue on a Ferrari?
Yeah,
Why would
it
you
was
put blue on a Ferrari?
The worst, dude.
That would look great if it was Williams.
Yeah.
But it's not.
That's kind of their thing. Yeah, did not like that car.
They failed.
Party pink. Yeah, there you
Yep,
go.
that's when it was floating through through Miami.
That's badass, dude.
Suit was awesome. Suit was sick.
It does have a Force India look to it, though, or Race India. Wasn't it like in 3 seasons that one team that was Aston Martin was Race India or Racing Point, Force India? It was literally within 3 years. It was all of those things, yeah. Because I think Perez went from 20th to 1st somewhere in the Middle East, and he's wearing an all pink
Wow.
suit. Yeah,
Maybe they were trying to get some juju.
yeah.
Um,
I remember these guys looking okay on
they
camera.
looked fine.
Yeah.
Nothing special. I didn't even know there was a special livery, to be honest with you. That's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Who is that? Haas?
Haas's.
That's cool.
Esteban's.
Huh, that's neat.
That's usually the biggest takeaway from Miami, though. It's not a great track, but they do live up to livery.
That was, for some reason, Mercedes. I loved it. I don't know why, but I loved it so much. I actually got my mama a hat there.
Hell yeah.
And it's like this vibrant, like neon pink.
Dude.
And but underneath the bill is that little like design thing. That black looks like the little tree with the white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's badass.
It was pretty awesome.
Let's see.
Orange.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway is like what's great with the Japanese Grand Prix is like it's amazing just beginning to end.
Yep.
Like the race culture, all the liveries and stuff, and it's an amazing track, historic track
Yes.
with crazy weather.
Yep.
Miami, it's like here's all this American cringe, some really
Yeah.
cool liveries, but like this track,
America #1. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's all they're trying to. It's literally just. It's American propaganda is what it is. That's really all it is.
yeah, because it doesn't have the prestige of like
There's no prestige.
race. Was it
Race of the Americas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Circuit of the Americas.
Circuit Americas, yeah.
Because that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, hey,
It's
we
Miami.
got this football stadium, a shit ton of sponsors. Let's just
Yeah.
get this track in
That's
between
really
the
all it
sponsors.
is. It was seriously
Like,
just like, this is our rich people in the country. That's all it was.
It's never gonna have the prestige.
Nope.
It's
Hungary had more
and
prestige.
it's contracted to like 2040 or some shit too. The Miami one.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that had to
But-
been huge. Did you see? This is probably the last thing to bring up. Last year's tax surge into Las Vegas was close to $1 billion
Yes.
across those 3 days.
Yeah.
That's
People
why
were-
Florida's
people
won that
were-
shit.
Tearing down the like protective thing so you can't see
Yeah.
the track to get free views. I would too. I mean, why the fuck would you charge so much money for a race?
Well, the Saturday night is the race. So Friday they were starting to like super cut those tickets because Vegas was having trouble filling seats. So like I think they've hit the upper like limit of like people's patience on like American prices.
Yeah,
'Cause it is American prices.
I don't blame them.
I think the only
No,
other
no,
prices
because man, you could get freaking tickets in the euro, which is higher than the dollar right now,
Mhm.
and it's still somehow cheaper. It's just
Well, you're saying Vegas is still cheaper?
no,
than,
no Europe. I mean,
That's what I'm
like,
saying. I think the only price
it's just
comparison is
capitalism.
Monaco.
It's just capital. It's
Yeah.
capitalism. That's all it was capitalism. They're price gouging the crap out of these prices in the United States. The only one that's somewhat okay is in Texas. That's it.
I think with the tariffs, like this kind of ties in like international news. I think Vegas is going to hurt
Yes.
for business this year is because there's a lot of people not wanting to travel to this country right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll go take a gambling trip in Vegas
There we go.
conveniently at the
Get,
same
like,
time.
dirt cheap
Yeah,
F1
go-
prices.
Yeah, and then maybe if I hit my $1 million, I'll go get a paddock pass or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Off of $1, by the way.
Then you go like approach Max and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, can I get a signature?
Yeah, be like, hey, give me my fucking signature this time. Not
You
ask.
realize the $1 million in hand is still chump change to the guy.
Yeah, that's how much he has to pay just to race for the year.
Yeah.
He's just
That's
like
how much his license costs.
yeah, that's how much his license is. It's $1 million. It costs $30 million to get an F1 now.
That's insane, dude.
Yep. It's a lot of money.
Alrighty. I
But
think that's it.
Great podcast. It ran long, but we had a couple of things to talk about this time.
Well, we're shoving two concepts
we
into one
were
episode.
about to have two separate podcasts, but we decided just kind of
I don't know if I have a patience for another 30 minutes because
No.
it was supposed to be 60 minutes each, and there wasn't much to talk about
for the race.
on this parade.
Yep.
We would have gone into some car shit probably
Yeah.
to fill in that hour.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I would say this mega podcast to sum up everything that's been going on for the last couple of weeks is pretty great. But yeah,
Now we got Monaco next week. Wonder what the weather's supposed to be.
hopefully terrible. I want a bad race again.
Yo, was it last year or the year before? Everybody's like, "Oh, Monaco sucks," and that rain made that one of the most exciting races
Yeah.
I've seen. Monaco. Come on now, Monaco. I have a website that does 2-week forecasts, so we'll be able to see what the weather is.
Oh yeah, you want to tell me what Idaho is going to look like too? Because I'm driving up there next weekend.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to make it to the next podcast unless we do it on Monday.
What? We can do that.
Okay, because I'll be going to Idaho and back to pick up a car for 600.
Yeah, dude, you're turning into a used car salesman.
Yeah. Hey, we don't talk about it. I have like 6 cars in my backyard now. Today I picked up a 2000 totally different area. This is not related to F1. Picked up a
Cloudy on Sunday for
in
Monaco.
Okay.
Yeah.
I picked up a 2009 Chevy Cobalt, all right? For $1,150 bucks.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Damn, my car's getting cheap.
And that thing, no.
I had a buddy that had one of those like brand new.
They're not really
like
cheap.
$20,000.
I just got a steal and deal because the guy had to move to the other side of the country.
Okay.
And the AC works, so I'm happy.
It's always a good day when the AC works.
Yep. But yeah,
It's all good. Alrighty, cool. Next week, Monaco. We'll have to figure out the timetable.
we'll be a day late for the Monaco one, but
Most likely.
that's okay.
I got to figure out a thumbnail for this episode too. Maybe Italian stereotypes. We're not Japanese schoolgirls.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun being that.
It would be funny if it was just Japanese schoolgirls going
Yeah,
to
there we go.
every country.
Yes, there it is. Yeah, keep the Japanese schoolgirls and just put it for a different flag.
That's going to be fucking awesome.
There we go. There we go.
All right, y'all. Have fun. It's going to be uploaded to both pages. So
Perfect.
Okay, bye.
Bye.